What up, guys? It's Cashardio. We're staying in front of the 2021 Harley Livewire. This is Harley's electric motorcycle. I am stoked to ride this thing today. We're going to do a full test ride review. It's not going to be like any other review of this bike you've seen. So before we wait too long, why don't we just jump into the video, get it going right now.
I borrowed this bike today from Harley Davidson in San Francisco. They've got an awesome showroom floor with tons of bikes there, lots of gear and merchandise, and the whole team is very cool to work with. If you're in the Bay Area and you're interested in any Harley bikes, definitely check out the link in the description. Go see Chris down there, and they can help you get squared away.
Alrighty, so Harley Livewire. I am extremely stoked for this. Hold it down till you see green. I see green. Nice. Oh my God. Alrighty, boys. Harley Livewire. Silent speed, silent power. Basically what we're doing today is taking a first ride and a bit of a test ride on this Harley Livewire bike. I got it in all black right here. I'm still just learning this thing with you guys as you're with me right now, but just getting used to the ride and the feel of this thing. This thing is awesome right now. Oh wow, this is cool. Let's just see how it is coming to a stop. Very smooth. Oh wow, I gotta get used to the silence of it. Gotta get my mirror set, but here we go, boys. Woohoo! You're telling me Harley makes an electric motorcycle that is this much fun to ride? Oh my God, this is awesome. I almost just went to kick a couple downshifts, which we obviously don't have. Oh yeah, that is nice. Oh yeah, that's nice. Wow, front brake feels fantastic. Everything about this bike feels fucking great. Alright, so now that we're actually off the highway and we're on kind of not a beautiful road, but a road, I can give you some real riding impressions. This thing is amazingly fun to ride. I have not been on an electric bike before, and I know this is kind of the consensus, is the first time you get silent torque, you're gonna be like, holy hell, that was amazing. But I just gotta say that the fact that this feels as good as it does and looks as good as it does at the same time and does the silent torque thing is just amazing. It is so easy to ride. Like, I was a little bit worried that I was going to jump on this thing and not understand how to do it right away, you know, with the no clutch and no shifting of gears and all that. But this thing is like so intuitive, so natural. Oh wow, I love it. I'm in street mode right now. I just went to go kick an upshift again. I'm gonna go to sport mode. Okay, now we're in sport mode. Let's see if there's, oh yeah, there's definitely a noticeable change in throttle response there. Oh my God. So anyways, let's get into it. Oh yeah, look at this thing go uphill like that. What a beast this thing is. I mean, it's not scary. It's not gonna rip your face off torque, but it's goddamn this feels good type of torque. And it's so smooth and linear. You know, like there's no peakiness to this thing at all, which is just great. Let's ride it a little bit aggressively. I'm gonna stop talking for a bit here. Oh my God. Long wheelbase, but it feels super good. Front brake feel, I'm just feathering the front brake right now. I'll get some rear brake too, I guess. Rear brake is there. Yeah, rear brake feels good. Oh, rolling on is just so beautiful. that instant surge of power. I gotta be careful, dude. This thing is addictively fun. All right, nice big right-hand sweeper. Let's lean into this. Holy shit, this is great. A lot of tar snakes, so we're not at the limit on the tire. Wow. And a nice big left-hander up here too. I'm gonna jump lanes, come in across. Ooh, a lot of tar snakes, but the suspension just soaks it right up. This thing is so fucking good. I'm trying to be real serious about this and objective, but the fact that this thing handles as nimbly and agilely as it does, and at the same time is like, I'm not gonna call it a tank, but is like planted enough to soak up all that crap, that's amazing. All right, let's go for a little top speed run here. We're just gonna give it a touch and see how we do down the hill. 115, and I felt it hit the limit. Yeah, it has so much more there, but I definitely felt it hit the limit right around 115. Like you could feel the electronic intervention. So anyways, riding position is comfortable for all day long riding. Like I could see myself putting in a full day on this thing, and yet at the same time, it's athletic enough where you can do what I'm doing right now. Some power cruising, power leaning type of stuff. And it feels so natural and good. It's the easiest and funnest bike to ride on the first second you've ever been on. It is just like, it's so instinctual and so intuitive that as soon as you get on it and start twisting the throttle here, it just makes you feel like you've never known anything other than riding electric bikes and having fun out on them. This 0 RPM torque is fantastically good on this thing. It is like right now highway speeds, or sorry, right now city speeds 30 miles an hour. You roll into it and it hits so hard, and yet it does such a good job with the electronics of like managing the power and not sending you doing a backflip. 86 foot-pound of torque, about 105 horsepower, but all from 0 RPM. So you're just cruising around silently at 20 miles an hour. You roll into it like I am right now, and the power comes out of nowhere and hits you. And it doesn't hit you in like a scary way or an uncontrollable way like it does on some other bikes. It hits you in like the most like beautiful, I am a huge wave of power way, and you get to enjoy me, but there's nothing about me that's like gonna rip your face off, spin the rear tire, make this bike wheelie when you don't want it to, any of that stuff. It cruises so effortlessly. Riding position is definitely athletic for like a Harley style bike, but this is a lot like any like naked style bike. It's very upright, not a lot of wind protection. Not that you need it, because it's not like this is too crazy to ride, you know. It's limited at 115, as we will see in a minute. It's like I said, with the same thing with the power and how you get used to the no clutch, no shift levers. It just feels ridiculously intuitive as soon as you're on it. You get on it, you forget you're on a bike. You don't have to fiddle with like, oh, how do I control this setting, do any like, you know, how do I fix my like anything. You get on it, you just start riding, and it feels immediately awesome. And it's just so well done. I gotta be honest, this is a fantastic product. This is a fantastic motorcycle. This thing is just, and look at how quiet it is right now. Look at us, we're doing 20 miles an hour. I'll open my lid. This is amazing. This is so good. Throttle response is fantastic. I mean, it's smooth and there's nothing snatchy about it. We've had more than a few opportunities where we're basically off throttle, on throttle while at speed, and a lot of times when I'm in gear on my bike, I got to worry about that because it'll snap and you get that lurch. Not even close to a factor on this. Zero lurch, zero snap. It's just glossy smooth. Brakes feel amazing. The front brake feels so strong and powerful. I can't think of a single bad thing to say about it. It's perfect. Rear brake is definitely there. It's not going to change your life, but it's a rear brake, you know? And then the big thing to talk about is just the power. It's silent, first of all, and then it's like a tsunami of power, but not a scary one. It's like a freight train, okay? It's not gonna snap. It's not just gonna and rip your face off, but it is going to keep coming. Like, as you continue to twist, you just keep pulling, and it's so effortless feeling for the bike and so silent. We're living like the dream right now, riding Harley electric bikes on the California coast. I can't think of a better way to spend a Sunday. Mirrors are good, mirrors are work, they do what mirrors do, you know? Nothing special there, they look good. The beauty of this bike is the detail. Blacked out, you know, bars are black, levers are black. I just went to go kick an upshift and it's not there. All the good details are black. All the good finishings are black. The styling is still very Harley Davidson, which is, in my opinion, awesome. I love this style of bike, this look, this feel. This feels better splitting than... this is frustrating. This is making me want this bike, because when you think you have a super premium bike and then you get on other bikes that do a lot of shit better, like this, like just be livable, rideable, enjoyable, it gets a little frustrating. This thing is very good. The LCD screen here, I'll go through it in detail with you guys, and we can look in at all the modes and other shit. But dude, this screen is super high quality. It looks very crispy. I love it. It's way better than my Super Dukes, that's for sure. This is one of the best. In fact, you know what, I'll say it. This is the best I've seen in person. I think I've seen some online that might look like they're on this level. But this one not only is like extremely high quality in, like, you know, your legibility and ability to read and information, but it also just looks like very beautiful the way it's framed up. There's not a lot of plastic around it. It's this nice floating piece of glass. The seat is comfortable. The weight is there. Like, you feel the weight of it, but not at all in a way that hinders performance. You know, you'll see, we're gonna get into some of the corners in a bit here. The cornering that we do, the aggressive riding that we do, is pretty decent. You know, we're definitely going for it, and yet, like, the weight does not feel like it hobbles the bike at all. I've been on other bikes that are heavy, super heavy. You start drifting like out towards the outside of corners when you start trying to take fast corners on the heavier bikes. On this bike, there's none of that. It's like a nice, good, reaffirming weight that keeps you very planted, instills confidence, but there's none of like the, oh, I'm drifting wide, or oh my god, you know, this thing is too heavy to handle in like a nice corner at good lean angle. And that's the other thing I want to talk about, the electric. Like, if you're hesitant about electric, my first time on an electric bike right now, and I know you might hear this and it might sound cliche, but I had no interest in electric bikes. I mean, they sound cool, like the idea of them. I like the idea of not paying for gas, but you think like, oh, I'm addicted to the sound of my motor and the noise I can make. By the way, just holy shit, it's mobbed today. But you get out and ride this thing and you never have a second thought of, I wish I had a motor, or I'm missing the noise. There's something so perfect in just the whir noise that it makes, the electric whir noise that it makes, and the silent potency of it. It's fantastic. It's like being Mike Tyson if you lost your voice. It's like being Mike Tyson if you had laryngitis and you can't speak. You make no noise, but the power you bring is just, you're swinging a hammer. You've got an absolute baseball bat. Whenever you feel like bringing it, you can. But you don't need to make so much noise. And weirdly, this is some type of blasphemy if I'm actually going to say this. This feels more enjoyable to ride. Ooh, I just clipped that branch. This feels more enjoyable to ride than my internal combustion bike. Like, I'm having such a good time. I love riding my internal combustion bike, right? My KTM Super Duke. If I'm going full blast, if I'm hammered down in the twisties, trying to rip my face off, yes, give me that bike. If I'm actually just trying to ride at anything less than 90%, here, everyone brace. I would rather be on this than my Super Duke. Like, it may not have the same, like, presence, the noise. I just went to go pull the clutch to just kind of drift along, but there's no need. It may not have all of those types of things the way a Super Duke does, but it has so much ability in everything else that it does that oh man, it's good. What is going on here? I'm not sure that's what we need to be seeing. Anyways, while we're to stop, quick stats on this bad boy. Like 100 miles of combined range between like city and highway. If you're on the highway and you're just hammering, you'll do like 70 miles of range if you're doing 70 miles an hour. If you're in the city and you're just cruising around, hey, you'll do like 150 miles if you're just cruising through the city. So combined range, like a good estimate is like 100 miles in between charges. And if you're going to charge, it usually takes, from what I was told by Chris and what I read, 40 minutes to get 0 to 80%. So you can get 80% of it in 40 minutes. Chris and I just sat and had a beer for about an hour, so that would have been well then, you know, more than enough time to basically get from 0 to a decent charge if we were at a station. But that the thing is hot, like it's armed. Oh, he's doing a little burnout here. 6-axis IMU that basically has like rear and front lift mitigation. Chris was just walking me through it. And by the way, guys, I know I've already said it, but if you're in the Bay Area and you're interested in this bike, Chris knows a ton about it. The guys at HG San Francisco are super cool, and he could definitely get you like all set up and ready to rock. But 6-axis IMU that basically has front and rear lift mitigation. So if you're braking too heavily, it will mitigate that and stop the rear from lifting, transfer some of the lift back to the rear tire. If you're accelerating too hard, it'll prevent you from wheeling. Although I do believe I'm set up to a point now where I should be able to go. Let's see, here we go, snapping it wide. I'm lifting. Oh, I got a little bunny hop. It's not gonna wheelie with me, not with my weight. I did try it though. This bike feels weirdly very planted at low speed, which is reassuring because you don't have a clutch and you're not trying to manage gears or, you know, brake levers. You're just low speed, and somehow it feels like it's gonna stay completely upright. And at the same time, while it's upright, it's just very comfortable. The throttle, which is electronic, obviously, does not get like snappy in any way. The like power or the torque doesn't like surprise you in any direction. It's just very easy to ride. So 6-axis IMU for the actual like traction control, ABS, all the other like riding management stuff. But the point I'm making here is just the electronic suite on this electric motorcycle is well done, like all around. You know, it's very sophisticated. It's very comprehensive. Like I don't feel at all that this bike is cutting any corners now that I've been riding it for a couple hours out here today. It's still big and planted, and it gives you that reassuring stable feeling. Like the stability is all there. But like, look at this lean angle I'm at right here on an electric Harley Davidson. We'll do it again right here. Let's see what we get. Chris is gonna slow me down a bit. I'm not gonna push him too hard, but you know, I'm having so much fun on this thing, and it is so natural. Oh yeah, we could take this at about double the speed. Maybe I'll take him on the outside. Oh yes, boys. What a great day to be riding a motorcycle. I haven't been on other electric bikes, but I'm just telling you, like, fit, finish, quality, the fun of the electric power, the consistency of it, just the overall high quality riding experience that this Livewire delivers is enough for me to give this raving review that I'm having a blast, dude. I'm having more fun on this than I have on other motorcycles. Maybe it's because of the electric component, or maybe it's just because it's a fucking great machine. But anyways, like I was saying, guys, if you're still watching the video at this point, do me a favor, hit the like button. It helps me and it helps get the YouTube algorithm chugged up. Definitely check out the links in all the description. There are links to Harley Davidson San Francisco. If you're seriously interested in this bike, you gotta go see Chris at Harley San Francisco. So what's the verdict on the 2021 Harley Livewire? Pretty freaking good. This bike is awesome.
From a fit, finish, and quality perspective, the bike feels very well made, very high quality, and overall it gets a 9 out of 10. From a features and equipment perspective, the bike comes with a full electronic suite with the ability to control things like riding mode, ABS, traction control, and a full inertial measurement unit that helps stabilize the bike and handle its electronic package. Overall, it gets a 7.5 out of 10. From a flexibility perspective, the bike does well. You can go out and have a cruising ride on it or an athletic ride, but it is limited in the sense that it doesn't have the range of other bikes and can't necessarily go as hard as other bikes might be able to. In this category, it gets it a 6.5 out of 10. From a value and price perspective, this is the most challenging aspect for the Livewire. It starts at $30,000 new, which is more than a lot of cars and nearly double most of the bikes on this list. It feels well made, it's great, and the electronic power is fun, but overall, 2.5 out of 10 in this category because it's just so expensive. Fun to ride factor is very high with this bike. The 0 RPM torque makes sure that no matter how you're riding it and when you're riding it, you still get a rush of adrenaline every time you accelerate. Overall, like I said, you can either cruise on it or have some fun athletic riding. In this category, we're going with 9 out of 10. And then finally, street presence and cool factor. This bike is still Harley Davidson. It's American made. It's blacked out. We pulled these up and we were having a drink on the side of the road, and most of the people that were walking by were stopping, looking at it, taking pictures. Overall, it's got a lot of presence, a lot of character and demeanor. I'm a big fan of how it looks, and in this category, we're gonna go with an 8.5 out of 10. Add all those points up and you get a total of 43 points out of 60 total possible points, and it puts it here as compared to all of the other bikes that we've been riding and testing on the channel. Overall, the bike does better in fit, finish, quality, standard equipment, and fun to ride, but the biggest aspect that hurts it is it's just so expensive at $30,000. It's an awesome bike. I'd love to own one. It's very well made. I laughed my ass off the whole time, as you guys could see in the video, but for $30,000, I'd rather split that money in half, get a power cruiser and a sport bike, and do both of those things differently on the weekend than try and have one bike that does 80% of both all in one.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you're a subscriber, make sure you hit the bell. If you're not yet, consider subscribing. Definitely check out Harley. All the links to San Francisco Harley Davidson in the description. Please click those and check them out. It really helps me and the channel out. And like always, guys, I appreciate you checking it out. Until I see you guys in the next video, whether it's reviews or super duke hooliganism, thanks again. Until I see you then. Peace.